Okay everyone, so it's Aldergrove Explorations here. Today I'll be reviewing, or rather exploring, this section of land here in town by myself. Sadly no one was able to join me today. And I'll be looking over this plot where an old ice rink used to be. Now I had a lot of memories here as a kid. I used to skate here, I think, since I was like 3 or 4. I was quite small. And I was very fond of the place. It holds and held a lot of memories, and I was very sad to see it go. After they got rid of it, they opened the new rec center in town, which has like a skating rink, a pool, and all that. Now it would have been nice if they still had it here, as 2 rinks are better than 1, and they could have had a lot more like hockey games and free space and whatnot. So it was sad to see it go. But before they got rid of it, I was able to go inside and get a few pictures with the permission of the people who were clearing the place out and demolishing it. So it was nice to take a look at it before it got removed. So we'll dive right in, but first the surrounding area. There's a small park here for like dog walking. It's quite beautiful. Got some tall trees, and I think there's a park sign over there, and another park sign maybe over there, I think, maybe not. So first we'll go check out that park sign, then we'll dive into the adjacent lot. On my way to the park sign, there's this strip of concrete. It's kind of overtaken by grass. It's very crackled. I mean, it's full of cracks. And it's got like this leaf and stick pile in the middle. So this was the back kind of driveway to the alley. No, the alley? Oh my god. The rink. And so Zamboni would be, I guess, parked in the back of it, and they would drive the Zamboni out or push the ice out. And this is kind of where they put the big piles of ice, as well as over there. That section used to be the parking lot. And the parking lot kind of formed an L shape, so it would like start there and then go around the front of the rink. And right there is where they would push a lot of the ice and snow as well after the Zambonis were done cleaning it. So the park sign's right over there. There's a walkway or path leading to it across this field. And there's some trees cut down, so very large stumps. I think they weren't cut down when the rink was here, but I'm not sure, I can't remember that. These fences along the side are always like being moved and pushed around as people have to walk. Or back when school was in, I'm guessing, yeah, people would walk across there to get to their homes, so they kind of had to move the fences. Wow, the sign doesn't face in this direction. So the sign's actually facing in this direction, but as you can see, it's a massive mound of rubble, little rocks, pebbles, dirt, gravel, and it's just blocking the sign. It's kind of sad that this beautiful sign and all these vegetation are covered by this. It should be maybe moved around and flipped in this direction, facing the park. There's also like a little set of car keys. It's weird. Well, not set of car keys, I think it's just the thing that opens the doors. Weird. Okay, now we'll go take a look at the lot. There's also trash cans here. It's pretty cool. Choice Pizza. That's actually in town. It's that building over there. These fences are held in and linked together by these kind of keys that slide into the slots. And I think these used to be a different color. They might have got replaced a while ago. And those ones link it into the ground. So a lot of the debris last time I walked in here was left over from the building. So there was like bits of plastic and lining from the inside of the rink. The lining's this shade of blue. There's some weird material down here. Styrofoam. It's bad for the environment. There's some bits of plastic and stuff mixed in with this pile. I'll quickly climb up it and we'll get a better view. There's a ramp for machinery vehicles to drive up here and dump the gravel up here. It's actually a nice view of the surrounding area. There's the sign. See how pretty it looks from afar? I think a year ago, when I did do the photography inside of this building before it got taken down, I also got some photos in front of that before this mountain was here, this pile of rubble. And yeah, it's a cool sign. One of my favorite places. Got some good memories attached to it. But yeah, very steep. Probably a fun place to play tag or some sort of like outdoor running thing. I don't know, freeze tag, manhunt might be fun. Okay, now we're gonna take a look at the more central location of the lot and maybe some of the outskirts, see what trash is lying or caught up in those branches. I'm gonna go down here and we'll take a look. So these pieces here, these are from the parking lot that used to be here. These would be part of the curb. As a kid, I would walk along them, so it would be a little bit taller than this. This one's been broken up. And I can't remember how wide they were. I was really little, but like my foot overtakes the whole thing, and I think this is about half of it. So they were quite big pieces of concrete. Oh, and there's a dirt pile over there, nice. I don't see any other pieces. There's some more, let's see, I think that's plastic. Or ceramic. Oh yeah, there's some skate marks on this. This is part of one of the guardrails inside. Probably not inside the rink, I think those, or that might be actually part of a pipe outside. There's a few of these plastic pipes that went up the side of the building. There's some more bits of it there. Some rubber. Oh, and there's another smashed bit of one of those parking lot guardrails or whatnot. And I think on the inside you can see these are some rebarb marks. So on the inside they're reinforced by those. And I'm pretty sure all this asphalt here is part of the actual parking lot of the rink. It's all been ground up. A few months ago when I was here, I did find some of the dark blue sidings of the rink, so we might get lucky and find a small bit or two if there's anything left over. There's more of that turquoise-ish piping. Demolition site. There's another rubbery piece of something. It's a tube of some sort. Some birds, creeping vines, a lot of them along the ground. There's a huge metal square cover with a bunch of holes in it. Now I'm not sure if something's underneath that or it was just moved here. This might have been a section where, oh, there's a squirrel in there, nice. This might have been a section where water would have drained. I came here back in December and a lot of these sunken in areas along the gravel field were covered in ice, and it was quite fun walking along them and sliding. I wasn't technically skating on them per se, as I had shoes on. It was kind of a nice parallel to the fact that there used to be an ice rink here, and when ice formed here, it made just big sheets you could slide along. So that was a quite fun little memory as well. Oh, here's an interesting piece. So this is a chunk of wood with some blue painted on it. Now this is, I'd assume, most definitely part of the old rink because the theme inside was blue, and a lot of the interior was painted with this kind of shiny shade. So this might be of part of the grandstands, which were made out of wood, and a few other things. As this rink was quite old, so a lot of the interior design used stuff like wood and rubber and plastic, unlike more of the modern ones. But like, They also had, I think, the mats. There might be pieces of it still scattered in here. I'm not seeing a lot of material. After they removed, what's that? After they removed the ice rink, there was like plentiful of the material still left over, but I'm not sure if people have just been picking over the lot, or maybe a cleanup crew came through to get rid of bits of the material, but hopefully we find something. Now here's the section of the parking lot. You would drive in from this section of the street, and you could either drive in through that other area too, come down and around, then you'd come through here, and you'd park somewhere along here, and then the building would just be that section. Now it's kind of interesting to see. The lot doesn't look too big, but I remember the ice rink being massive, and the inside was huge. There's a lot of room inside of there. Some pieces of wood, broken. This is a storm grate. Not sure what that is around it. Maybe protection to make sure none of the debris flow in there, like leaves and sticks. I've seen that a lot when people do the construction, so might need to look into that. Now, weather and time have not been on this section of the parking lot side. I know that one's completely gone, but this is just, yikes. Sad to watch it deteriorate, whatever's left. We'll take a look in this corner and see what's up. There's a lot of trash, a lot of bags. I've been noticing that around town, straws too. So I might do a video where I just walk around with a pair of grabbers and a garbage bag, and then I'll be picking up the trash I see. Oh, nice. Smirnoff vodka. It's a lot of this styrofoam. I'm not sure where it came from. It looks very old, so I'm assuming possibly it was like insulation or lining inside the old rink. It's also, this brick wall has these little runoff tubes. I think they connect to the street where water would flow down. And then this section right here are plants. Because no one's been keeping it up, there's a gate here now. It's been overgrowing, and a lot of plastic bags and trash have been getting caught in that. And this is also not good. So might need to make like a little team once coronavirus ends and clean it up. Or I might just come in here myself one day and do that. More chunks of asphalt, demolition site sign. Let's see. Oh, it's a piece of metal piping, painting blue. Oh, it's heavy. So this, definitely an old piece of the building. Obviously because of the color, it looks like it's been painted twice. The lower coat was a dark blue, and it's been repainted in a shade of lighter blue. Well, looks like very rusty, so I'll put this guy over here. That's another piece of the old building. This is fairly new. It's a pile of sand. Doesn't look like it's been here for too long, or else it would have kind of left streaks of sand going off in that direction with rain and whatnot, because we've had rain quite a lot in town recently. And there's like footprints and stuff, so kids, people have been playing in it. So that's interesting. I wonder if they're using this site to hold things like the gravel and sand. Some larger rocks there. So this is the road up to that area. There used to be a power box right there. It's gone now. I think there's still some tubes and some things. So there's a concrete base. There's another concrete base, and there's some, I guess, tubes where electrical wire would go down. It's a large straw, and some other outlets. Oh, here we go. This looks promising. There we go. So this is the interior lining of the ice rink. I'll move away from the street so you can hear me better. So this here would have been kind of the side walls and linings to benches, linings to the grandstands, as well as around the sides of like the interior, and there's a lot of marks on it. I'm assuming those are from skates, people kicking the wall, or maybe even walking on this if this was a part of the floor. And a lot of these pieces lay around, now not so much, and they would have used this on the interior of the building, and I think some parts of the outside. I'm not sure about that, but mostly the interior. You can see there's also a coat of something. I'm not sure what that is. Well, so this is a very cool, I guess, artifact from the site. I'm kind of treating this like an archaeological or paleontological video because a lot of this, to me, is history. It may not be like ancient or prehistoric, but it's definitely history, and a lot of like skills and other things in those subjects can be put to this, like examining things and finding out what their purposes were in the past and whatnot. But yeah, I was there in the past, so I kind of don't need to assume. I pretty much know. But yeah, that's kind of a cool way to connect the two, like a parallel. So I'm actually going to put this back in the bush for later. I'm going to leave it here, so like, there we go. I'll put it in the grass. Like, yeah, it's a piece of rubber, it's a piece of plastic. It should be thrown out like the rest of this, like the styrofoam and the other garbage. But it's like a piece of history. I don't really have any room for it at home, but I might make like a small little area and take that home later. Now let's see what else. There is a small bit of plastic as well. Same color as everything else. This is actually tile or ceramic, kind of like in pottery. I'm assuming it's from the Rink because it's the same color. Again, that blue shade. But it looks a lot newer than most of the material I've been finding. There's some more blue right there. Same as what I just picked up. This L-shaped piece of wood. A lot of concrete. A lot of these, here I'll move out of the light. A lot of these piping, they might have been dug up or inside the building. They look like for water and whatnot. This is very cool. I think this is part of a car or some vehicle. Maybe not. It's got this kind of aluminum metal attachment, but yeah, this might be part of the building. Oh yeah, definitely. This is not a part of the car, sorry. There's concrete. Here, I'll zoom out. There's concrete filling the inside of it, and it's red. I think I remember some pipes and tubes on the side where the parking lot is over there, sticking out, and that might have been like where water hooked up. Maybe part of a fire hydrant or something. Some more concrete, probably from the inside. Very smooth on one side. Some more of that ceramic stuff. Now, a lot of the material might have been like reburied. Here's something interesting. It's, I don't know if the light, there we go. It's this turquoise, like very light blue with some dark blue on it. And it's in a very, very peculiar shape. It's a square. And I'm not sure if this is a logo or not on it. I'm gonna dig that out really quick and show you guys. Might be something cool. There we go. So this is definitely from the building. We've got the paint, the dark blue paint peeling off, some very light baby blue color on it, and it's got a square shape or rectangle shape. Not sure what that could have been off of. Obviously it's from inside the building. It's a very interesting shape. It's got like this rounder part underneath. So it might have been part of the interior walls. A lot of the building was brick, and they painted it plenty of different shades of blue on the inside. Oh, there's another section of that baby blue color with the dark blue kind of chipping off of it. And there's some more right there, and there. Now another cool aspect is all this plant life's kind of been taking over the area. There's these tall, I don't know if they're young trees or bushes, but they're sprouting up all over the place. We'll dive into that in a little bit. There's still a few cool pieces I want to take a look at. This might be from the bathroom, actually. It's some tile. Same color. There's some other bits of the wall. So we've got some light baby blue coloration and some kind of darker, more normal blue or sky blue compared to that. Those might have been off the walls. Let's see what else. Some bubble wrap. I'm actually going to keep this piece because it's got a nice pattern to it. I might look into pictures of when I was a kid and see where it's from. It's a rusty colored piece of ceramic. Here's an interesting wavy pattern of concrete. It's actually very smooth. Kind of forms a ripple. You can see there's rocks embedded inside of it. So I'm not sure where this would have been off of. That's a cool piece. There's some old wires sticking out of the ground. They're very rusty. There's another larger bit of tubing. There's another bit of tubing over there. Wow, 15 minutes. It's a long video for just this. We've got a lot more to go, so hang in there, guys. Got a piece of wire, some glass. Ooh, we've got a big piece of wall right here. Now this is a cool chunk because you can see there's gash marks on that. I'm assuming most likely from skates. This would have been from the inside of the building. And it's got a pattern right here, a little indent. And this is, ooh, smooth on the bottom. So this is like a fairly decent chunk. Might be neat if I collect all the different pieces that are scattered around here. And I made like a pile and then took a picture. That might be quite neat. I'll have to save that for another day though. So that's a larger square chunk of the wall. There's a brick-colored brick. Nice. Some more pieces of the outside. Ooh, a different color. So this is black, opposed to all the blue we've been finding. I think that might not be paint. That might be like tar or the mats kind of still left over from being glued onto the ground. There's another pipe right there. This one's a thicker type of plastic. Ooh, let's check out that section right there. There's a storm grate over there, and that leads into a section down below, where I think it connects to all these houses. There's more piping, big long pipe, small pipes, lots of piping littering the place. Okay, so usually you take that off, but this whole thing's been moved and broken. I wonder who could have done that. Oh, gross. Let me see if there's some light. Actually, I'll just use my camera. There's water down there with a bunch of gross stuff. My camera light's not doing much. There we go. So there's some styrofoam and some gross stuff growing on the rungs down there, leading down. So that's overflown. So I'm not sure if that connects to like pipes elsewhere or if that's just like connected somewhere in here and it's all just been backed up. But yeah, it's a cool aspect. Now we've got a lot of vegetation here. We've got clovers and moss and grass and some small types of bushes. Lots of dead bushes. And this heavily used pathway here, made out of large stone. This wasn't here before, I don't believe. It's just like large river rock that's been dumped here. And this has been here for a long time. This is part of an old truck. So like the back part you would put on the back of a pickup to like keep rain from getting on it. Obviously it's all smashed up and broken. There's some trays from I think like a fridge of some sort. And it's just been here for like months and months and months. So we'll check out this section, and I think that'll be the end of the video. So let's head over there. I think I'll take the lower route because we might find some cool stuff. It's a part of the back of the pickup truck. And there's some other sections of building. There's like light paint work on there and there's quite a lot of wear and tear. Another piece there. That's cool. I vaguely remember them serving French fries and hot dogs and stuff, and that might be a part of a wrapper, though I'm not sure. It might be paper-based. Yeah, it's paper-based. And that would decay, like, quite fast, so I'm not sure if that's left over or not. Here's another pattern brick. This one has some lines on it for traction, or possibly that might be glue holding it to something else. It's an interesting looking pipe. That might be from the construction crew that was here a while ago. It's another light blue piece of the building. Ooh, here's an interesting aspect. So this, I believe, is algae or something. So in this puddle, there's quite a lot of it. There used to be puddles all over this place, like just littered on the site. Tons of bodies of water, and they would be there every month. I think for like 3 or 4 months they were here. And they had algae and I think aquatic plants, I'm not sure. They kind of created their own little ecosystems for a while. And then most of them seem to have dried up, but this one's still here. So there's different types of plants you would see in somewhat wetland environments. So it's cool that they kind of came here and settled down for the time being. And it's nice to see one small body still remains. Plastic cup, that's not good. Wow, here's a lot of rubble from the old rink. Wall pieces, floor pieces, all ground up. Here's an interesting textured piece. It's got little ripples and little marks and indents. There's a little painted section. Styrofoam. I'm guessing the styrofoam's from the building because there's so much of it here. Piece of wood. Some people putting signs here. Oh, here's an old sign. So this section here, I'm guessing would be staff parking, assuming that this sign is still left over from the old days. So I guess staff would park along here. Oh yeah, there's some signs. Staff only. Now this one looks like it was kicked or hit by something. And there's a lot of the old concrete, the old asphalt that's been broken up. And there's another fresh pile. This wasn't here before, so that's sharper gravel with some dry dust or mud, and there's some more fine-tuned gravel. So yeah, they're definitely using this site for holding their piles of stuff, which, like, that's a good use. I'm assuming they're planning on building condos, high-rises, I don't know, some sort of buildings here, which is kind of sad. Oops, I hit something. Give me a second, I think I might have pressed a button or some sort. There are some small footprints here. They look to be of maybe a cat, dog, or raccoon. I'm not quite sure, I'm not an expert in these. There's also these little lines here. Kind of lowered my voice because there's like people in the area. But that's fine, it doesn't say keep out, it's just like surveillance. Warning, you're on camera. But yeah, so I'll just like keep looking around. I'm filming this after I already said goodbye, but like there's still a few more things to cover, like trees in the area and other buildings around. So we'll take a look at those. So like I said, there's Choice Pizza. Shout out to Choice Pizza for being awesome pizza. They've got very good variety and prices, like really good prices. Let's see. I might need to get a little closer. They're a really good price. I've been there a few times. I I think the school also buys from them as well in bulk for like a lot of things. So I think that's a good connection they have. It's focusing in on the fence thing. Anyways, Choice Pizza's there. There's also the Express Shop. They have good Slurpees and stuff. And I think there's like a spa or something else on the end. But, oh yeah, nail spa. So that's a cool little Aldergrove corner. There we go, I can zoom in there. Aldergrove Plaza. 3 little buildings, but it's very cute. A lot of them are very useful. Well, all of them actually. And a lot of people do go there, despite it just being a small corner. It's like one of those stereotypical outlet malls or whatever, with just like a few of them on the side of the road. Just quite cute. And I think there's a Chinese food place there, and maybe a bank. I'm not sure, we'll have to look at that later. And I was gonna say, from this point of view, it's a nice view of, I think that's Mount Baker, large mountain nearby. So yeah, this area's got a lot of potential, especially with the surroundings. So I hope they do something good with it, and not just, you know, turn it into a bunch of housing. But maybe they might do it cool. They might put some houses along there, make this like a little green space, make this a little path. There's a lot of potential. Ooh, I already said bye. Yeah, I'll probably cut this part out with editing. But yeah, very neat. Yeah, so they're planning on building possibly houses, condos, high-rises, some sort of places for people to live. I find that kind of sad because they're right next to this old, the Milchon Cafe, I think that, yeah. It's been closed down for a while. It used to be the old, I think, town hall or fire hall, and it was a really nice building. It still is. It's very beautiful. It's got glass on it and everything. But yeah, so it would be nice if they turn this into an extension of the park or some like green space, but definitely one day they're going to build stuff here. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.